Hi, this is Roseanne and welcome to my garden. Today I'm going to talk to you about winter sowing. Winter sowing is a technique where we start perennials indoors, actually in a milk carton which serves as a greenhouse, and then we're going to place the perennials, the seeds, outdoors where they're going to harden and start growing. In about mid-May they'll be ready to transplant. So let's get started. Let's talk about what we need. First of all, we need a milk carton. Please get the translucent kind of milk carton. The opaque white ones will not work. Again, this is serving as a greenhouse. We'll also need normal potting soil, nothing fancy. This is just left over from last year. We need duct tape. Who doesn't have duct tape? We're going to need seeds. Here are my seeds, which I've stored over the winter in our fruit cellar where it's about 50 to 60 degrees. Again, perennials, many perennial seeds work great. Poppies work great. Today I'm going to be planting delphiniums. Asters work great. So just go to your nursery and pick out some perennials you'd like and start the seeds. Also, we need water. Oh, and a scissors. That does it. So let's get started and let me show you what we do with the milk carton. We'll start with the milk carton. I'm going to cut this milk carton up and I'm going to start with the bottom to provide drainage. So I'm just going to dig in. I'm going to do an X in the bottom. The X shape, rather than a hole, keeps the soil in but lets the water drain out. I've seen people use other shapes. It really doesn't matter. This is the one I prefer. I learned about this technique while going to a plant propagation class sponsored by the Minnesota Horticultural Society, which was absolutely great. I encourage all of you to take classes and keep learning about gardening. So now I'm going to cut all the way around the milk carton, leaving one piece intact right by the handle. So I'll keep cutting. I leave that tag on or sign, really doesn't matter. And I stop right as I get to the handle. So I have a hinge of sorts. And I want to keep that secured. So at this point, I'm just going to add soil. I'm going to move my plate here. This can be a messy job. So ordinarily, if I weren't filming a video, I'd be doing this over a kitchen sink or in a laundry tub. And I normally do about 5 or 6 of these milk cartons. And I have had great success, and most people I know that have tried these have great success as well. And it's a relatively low-cost way to get perennials started. You know, they're pretty expensive at nurseries, and the seed packet is only about $3. So, and then you'll probably have more than you need, and you can always give the extra perennials, extra flowers to your friends, and they'll certainly appreciate it. So I'm filling this to about an inch at the top. And now what's important, because I don't want to water this after I've planted the seeds because that might displace them. What we really need is a good soaking of this prior to placing the seeds. So I'll do this. I'll let it soak in just for a little while, and then I'll put some more water. Again, I have a plate underneath this. And that should be fine. So today, I'm going to use delphinium seeds. I put the delphinium seeds, oops, I'm dripping. I put the delphinium seeds in a little container so I can really see what I'm doing. Now these delphinium seeds were harvested from one of my favorite delphinium flowers. It's called blue lace. It's tall and light blue. I love delphiniums, and if you see more of my videos or look at my website, roseannesgarden.com, you'll see lots of delphinium pictures. So here I go, and I'm going to start sowing them. And you can't really see them, so I have to keep track of where I'm dropping them. And I will use not quite all of the ones in this little container. So I'm just going to tamp the seeds down to secure them, and that's it. Next, we're going to close it up. I want the top to align as closely with the bottom, and I'm going to put duct tape all the way around. I have 2 pieces of duct tape prepared, each about 1 foot long. And I'm just going to start by the handle and align it. Now, I like to do a solid roll of duct tape. Once I did this, and I just used pieces, and I didn't have a total seal, and the seeds and the soil dried out a little too much. So I advocate, at least in Minnesota or Zone 4, doing a really tight seal to keep the seeds moist. Oops. So I just make sure everything is sealed up, and I'll cut the excess off because I don't need that. Okay, now next I'm going to write on the, now you can do 2 things. You can use a label and stick it inside, or I just prefer writing on the outside of this, and I'm going to write delphinium or DEL blue lace, or BL lace. This should hold well. Some people say it fades too much and you use an inside marker. I think this is fine. Now I'm going to keep the top free. I don't use a cap. And we're basically good to take this outside. Hi, now we're outdoors with our milk carton. I brought a shovel along just to clear the path. So I'm going to place this on the south side of our garden shed. Follow me. The snow is deep. As I mentioned, this is southern exposure, perfect for my little milk carton. And again, no cap. This allows some moisture to get in the milk carton. And the tape means the milk carton won't dry out. I really won't add any moisture to this until probably mid-April when I'll check in on this. Again, it's the last week in February right now. So I'll set this down. I don't want to bury it in the snow, but I want it to be secured. So I'll just shovel a little area for it. That's good enough. Again, I'll come out here with a few more, which won't be in the video. So I'll just place it, kind of nudge it in a little. This way it's protected from the wind. It won't tip over. Gets a lot of nice sun. And it'll be happy. That's it for container winter sowing. See you next time. This is Roseanne.